Samuel had an accident 5 years ago, and his legs became disabled. His personality became unpredictable, violent and irritable, due to physical conditions and psychological factors. He could only take a break from school at home and invited famous teachers to give lessons at home. In order not to let his son be lonely, Samuel's father thought of inviting the children in the family to accompany him in his studies. But when Samuel had an episode, even his own father couldn't handle him, not to mention children of the same age. They couldn't stand it after staying there for a short time. Gradually, no one could be found among the clan relatives, so they had to recruit externally. There were quite a few requirements. They should be of similar age, have excellent academic performance, be of upright character, and have good looks too. Most importantly, they should be patient. My aunt happened to be a colleague of Samuel's psychologist. Upon learning this news, she immediately informed my uncle. After passing the background check and training assessment, I was hired and moved into the villa where Samuel lived. On the first day, I almost killed Samuel's beloved pet. "Young master, is this your pet?" I held a knife in one hand and pinched the black snake's vital point in the other, looking extremely embarrassed. Samuel had a beautiful face that made others feel inferior. He had cold and aloof eyes, with dark circles under them due to long-term poor rest. "William, what do you want to do with it?" The snake caught from the back garden immediately became a hot potato. "Darn it, don't rich people usually keep cats, dogs, miniature pigs, or canaries? Why does this young master keep snakes?" I was afraid the snake would hurt someone. As expected, I was punished. I wasn't allowed to eat for a day and had to sleep on the floor outside the young master's door. The passing maid, Auntie Lily, sighed and shook her head. "William, you're really something." Other kids run away in fear when they see the young master's pet. I gave an awkward smile. At 1 o'clock in the morning, the ringing of Samuel's bell came from the room. This meant the young master needed to use the toilet, and I had to go in and assist him, wiping the sleepy look off my face. I hugged Samuel, letting him wrap his arms around my neck and lean on me. Samuel looked so frail and delicate, but unexpectedly, he was quite heavy. Finally, I managed to take him to the bathroom and help him finish. Just as I was about to pull up Samuel's pants, he suddenly caused trouble. He tightened his grip around my neck and whispered faintly, "You didn't wipe me." "What?" I paused for a few seconds before realizing. "Oh, sorry. I forgot to shake it for the young master." Samuel pinched the back of my neck with 2 fingers, causing a sharp pain and numbness. Gritting his teeth, he said, "Wipe with paper." While I was reaching for the toilet paper, he asked again, "Didn't you memorize the documents Auntie Lily gave you yet?" The documents record all the precautions regarding Samuel's life. There were too many words. I just skimmed through them and didn't bother anymore. I blinked guiltily and said, "I've read them several times, but I haven't memorized them all yet." "Then copy them 100 times. The deadline is 12 o'clock noon." While I was staring at him in disbelief, Samuel let out a very soft sneer and said, "I'll count." Considering Samuel's eccentric personality, I didn't dare to cheat. I stayed up all night and copied a thick stack on A4 paper until my hands were sore and my eyes ached. My right hand trembled slightly as I handed the stack of papers to Samuel for his inspection. It happened to be lunchtime at this moment. Samuel took it and his eyes stayed on it for less than 3 seconds. He commented, "Your handwriting is really ugly." He said he would count, but he didn't. He just casually threw it into the trash can. Damn it. I swear that if I hadn't signed the contract, I would have left right away. Samuel seemed not to notice my indignation and just told me to peel the shrimps for him. After all, being a tutor is just being a servant for the young master. I took a deep breath and resignedly put on disposable gloves. Each plump shrimp was put into Samuel's bowl. He seemed to have a poor appetite. He just took a few hasty bites and wanted to leave the table. I showed a look of pity for wasting good food and picked up the shrimps from his bowl and threw them into my mouth. Anyway, I spent so long peeling them by myself. Don't waste them. Young master, why don't you eat a little more? Although I saw that you're well developed last night, Our boys are still in the prime of growing at 16 or 17. You have to eat more. Samuel's face became more and more unpleasant, and I swallowed back the unfinished words. Oh no, I said the wrong thing. So fond of eating other people's leftovers? Samuel has superior eye shapes. They look very nice when bent, and his long eyelashes make him look tender. However, the words from his thin lips were extremely vicious. From now on, whatever is left in my bowl, you'll eat it. Samuel's orders are absolute. Later during meals, he would prop up his chin with a smile and push his rice bowl over, waiting leisurely for my reaction. His posture was just like feeding a dog. Seriously, this punishment was embarrassing, but I convinced myself by adhering to the principle of not wasting food. Samuel is much more clean, loving than me. He brushes his teeth 3 times a day. I don't mind. I would even pick more of my favorite dishes for him. Young master, have some of this and also this. Anyway, Samuel can't eat much. Those dishes will end up in my stomach in the end. After a few days, Samuel found that this trick had no effect on me, so he no longer watched me eat with a look of amusement. I could feel that he disliked me even more for eating what he had eaten. For example, right now, I'm naturally reaching out for the apple on the plate. Samuel took only 1 bite, said it's sour, and left it there. Obviously, he won't eat it anymore. With a pop, a burning pain came from the back of my hand. I rubbed the back of my hand and said, "Young master, why did you hit me? Did I allow you to eat it?" Anger burned in Samuel's light-colored eyes. It was the flare of unfulfilled purpose. Don't eat it anymore in the future. He paused for a moment and said, "What I've eaten." I pouted and said, "Oh." Having experienced Samuel's moody temper, in the following days, I constrained myself to be cautious in words and deeds, perhaps because of my good performance recently. Samuel asked me to move from the next room to his room to sleep, the kind of sleeping on the floor. I tried to discuss it with him. "Young master, I sleep quite well in the next room. You can call me if you have anything at night." A sneer sounded. Samuel looked at me with his head tilted. "If I remember correctly, one late night, I called you 3 times, and the ringing didn't even wake you up. It was because I was playing games that day and forgot to turn off the Do Not Disturb mode on my phone. Samuel even punished me to play games all day for that. I said I'm a minor and there's a child lock on the game, so I can't play for too long." Samuel smiled and immediately asked for Auntie Lily's ID number to bind it. Except for going to the toilet, I was playing games all the rest of the time. I was almost sick of playing games. My eyes were bloodshot, and I couldn't sleep. I even reached the rank of legend with 100 stars. Samuel glanced at my game rank and looked a bit unhappy. Maybe he also thought it was too decadent. I never want to play games again in my life. Samuel's room is very big. I can make a makeshift bed anywhere I want. I put the bedding beside Samuel's bed. This side is close to the bathroom, which is convenient for me to take care of Samuel when he gets up at night. The temperature turns cold in autumn. However, I laid the bedding thick enough, so I wasn't cold. One late night, I was awakened by a nightmare and opened my eyes groggily. The room was completely silent and dark. The curtain wasn't drawn, and the hazy moonlight sneaked in. Unexpectedly, I faced a pale, upside-down human face, which was so much like the hanged ghost in the horror movie I watched during the day. Awake, the owner of the face propped up his upper body. The scream got stuck in my throat, and I got a bit angry. "Young master, why are you staring at me in the middle of the night without sleeping? You almost scared me to death." Samuel parted his lips, showing his white and even teeth. "You snore in your sleep." I was so disturbed that I couldn't fall asleep. I was thinking about whether to smother you with a pillow. Do I snore in my sleep? It can't be. My junior high school roommates never said so. "Sorry, young master. I shamefully covered my face with the quilt. Or I'd better move back to the next room to sleep." My proposal was rejected. Samuel lay back down and covered his eyes with one arm. "You've kept me awake. I'll punish you to tell me bedtime stories until I fall asleep." I was stunned. "Ah!" Samuel thought I was unwilling, and his tired voice was mixed with some sarcasm. "5 hours ago, You told bedtime stories to your cousin on the phone so well, didn't you? Yes, that's right. But my cousin is only 4 years old. You're even a full cycle older than him. There was no other way. So I had to search the internet for some children's bedtime stories. In the darkness, the light from the phone screen was faint, shining on my strangely looking face. I really never thought that one day I would read bedtime stories for kids to a boy of my age. Samuel said critically, "Your voice isn't gentle enough. And there's no smile in your tone." He raised his hand and tapped on the headboard to show his dissatisfaction. "Be more serious. You weren't like this with your cousin." "Young master, I'm just a rough guy. How can I be associated with the word gentle? What a lot of fussy requirements." Despite the complaints in my heart, I still tried to soften my tone. In the end, I don't know if the noble young master fell asleep. Anyway, I lulled myself to sleep. More than half a month has passed since I became a roommate with Samuel, except that Samuel has occasional attacks and asks me to read him bedtime stories. We get along peacefully and quite harmoniously. On the sofa, Samuel is on the phone with his dad. Judging from the words, it seems that they are discussing the matter of a tutor coming to the house for lessons. I almost forgot that at our age. We should be in the second year of high school at school. I don't know what topic they talked about, but Samuel glanced at me with his cold and aloof eyes. "Well, it's okay. Is it about my birthday? There's no need. Let's just leave it at that. I'm a bit tired." "Goodbye, Dad." I moved my butt and sat next to Samuel. "Young master, is your birthday coming up soon?" "It's on the 30th of next month." "So, do you want to celebrate it for me?" Samuel curled his lips, but there was no smile in his eyes. I lowered my head and tidied up my skirt, not saying a word. The payment for my job as a companion reader all went into my uncle's account. I'm still as poor as a church mouse. Not to mention having extra money to celebrate the little young master Samuel's birthday. I can't even afford a gift. Samuel didn't dig into my embarrassment. Instead, he unexpectedly proposed to go out and have fun. Sitting in the back seat of the car, I watched the villa gate getting smaller and smaller in the rearview mirror. I unexpectedly had a strange feeling of being released from prison after serving my sentence. It must be because I haven't been out for a long time. The car stopped. I wanted to go to the trunk to get Samuel's wheelchair. Samuel turned his head and said in an indifferent tone, "No need. You go ahead. I'll wait for you here." After saying that, he suddenly showed mercy and transferred a sum of money to me. He was like a parent reminding a child of the curfew time. "Remember to come back before 5 o'clock. I kept looking back as I walked. Samuel's figure was hidden in the shadow inside the car and I couldn't see clearly. Is the sun rising in the west? Samuel was suddenly so nice to me. I shook my head to get rid of the chaotic thoughts. "Let's take a stroll first. It's not easy to get out once." I walked leisurely and unknowingly came to an old outdoor basketball court. Several teenagers were playing basketball. Seeing that I had been watching for a long time, they shouted for me to join them. "Dude, can you play basketball? Come and have a competition with us." The basketball hit the ground and bounced back to the palm. The jumping steps and the sweat from the exercise brought me back to the days before I moved to Samuel's villa. The life around Samuel was full of luxury, but I felt unsteady on my feet. I completely released the suppressed emotions I had had for months through playing basketball. I completely forgot the passing of time, until the orange afterglow covered the horizon. The boy who was playing basketball put his arm around my shoulder and gave me a thumbs up out of breath. "Brother, your basketball skills are really good. Add me online and let's play together later." Just then, the phone rang and vibrated in my pocket. I swallowed hard and glanced at the time. It was already 5:30. Samuel asked me to go back and find him before 5 o'clock. I hung my hands and wiped the sweat from my palms on my pants. Why am I a little afraid to answer the phone? The ringing lasted only a short time and stopped after 10 seconds. Soon, the second call came in. I was still thinking about how to make an excuse. The other person called again for the third time. "Is the phone ringing so urgently? Is your girlfriend checking up on you?" A boy beside me joked. I pursed my lips tightly and couldn't force a smile. 3 strikes and you're out. I have to answer this call. I can't let Samuel know that I got too carried away with playing basketball. Otherwise, I may not have many chances to go out and play in the future. I calmed down my rapid breathing after exercise and pressed the green answer button. Sorry, young master. I was tired from walking and took a rest in the park. Then I fell asleep on the bench and forgot the time. I'll go back right away. Don't be angry. The last word was swallowed in my throat. Because, at the moment I looked up, I saw a familiar car body. It was quietly parked outside the stadium. I don't know how long it had been there. William, on the phone. My name was rolled around between his lips in a disdainful tone. Samuel's voice was cold. It came through the communication waves and into my ears, sounding a bit distorted. You've done 3 things that I hate today. My heart suddenly sank. Only one big line was swirling in my head. Samuel knows I lied to him. I can't remember how I got back to the villa. My phone was smashed on the ground, making a loud noise, and the parts cracked and scattered. For the first time, Samuel showed me the violent side that was rumored about in front of me. He sat in the wheelchair, looking down at me sitting on the ground. His glass-like eyes reflected my panicked and helpless expression. Auntie Lily clenched her palms and walked over to ease the tense atmosphere, but was then asked to leave the front yard by the men in black. A terrible silence. You could hear a pin drop. I really couldn't stand this atmosphere that was like an interrogation room. I forced a smile on my lips and said, "Young master, don't be so cold." My voice suddenly stopped. The pressure on my neck gradually tightened, and my Adam's apple rolled with difficulty. Samuel tilted his head. The inorganic coldness in his eyes reminded me of that pet snake. He muttered softly in a neurotic manner. "You don't know, do you? I've had the driver follow you ever since you got out of the car. Playing ball is a lot of fun, isn't it? Being able to run and jump. Of course it's fun. It's much more fun than staying cooped up in a room with a cripple like me day in and day out. I gave you money to go out and have fun, not to make friends." His cheeks twitched as he repeated in a murmur, "Not to make friends." My breathing was obstructed. I dug my fingers into Samuel's hand, leaving a series of red marks. Samuel leaned in close, staring into my tear-filled eyes. "You lied to me for an outsider? You shouldn't have made friends." His words were jumbled, and his tone was on the verge of a strange breakdown. A few tears plopped down on my face. Samuel was actually crying? I haven't even started crying yet. Samuel. This was the first time I called him by his name. I started to resist, struggling to grab the wheelchair handles. I didn't make friends with anyone. Then, mustering up all my courage, I lunged at him fiercely. Following the inertia, I knocked him and the wheelchair over to the ground. There was a great deal of chaos. My lips accidentally brushed against his soft ear. "I can't wait to hold you dear in my heart. Young master, a little money making God who brings in cash, and a hard-to-serve great Buddha." My tears were physiological tears caused by difficulty in breathing. "What about you? Why are you crying while holding my neck? You look as if your beloved toy has been snatched away." So extremely aggrieved. He was acting like a madman. The news that Samuel had gone crazy and choked me reached his father's ears. "Mr. Miles gave me the choice, to leave or to stay. From beginning to end, Samuel was like a sculpture without a soul. Exquisitely beautiful but utterly lifeless. Only when I said, I want to continue staying by the young master's side did his eyelashes flutter slightly. Inside the bedroom, the bedside lamp silently cast a faint yellow light. I took the initiative to admit my mistake. "Young master, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lied to you. I hate you." Samuel's voice was hoarse as he mercilessly cut off my apology. He emphasized again, "William, I really hate you. There are many people who hate me," I said as I tucked in the corner of his quilt. I was used to speaking casually. "Young master, you're not number one." After I said that, I wanted to slap my own annoying mouth. My wrist was suddenly grabbed tightly. Samuel's voice was hoarse. "William, a loyal dog. Your personality doesn't match your name at all. The other person's body temperature was transmitted through the touching skin. Just like the tear that dripped on my face that time. It was slightly cool. You're careless in doing things. glib-tongued and speaking. And pretend to be stupid when you make mistakes. He concluded sarcastically, "You're really not a good dog." A series of insulting and negative comments came crashing down on me. I didn't care at all. Leaning on my elbows by the bedside, I whispered, "But I don't want to be the young master's good dog. I want to be the young master's good friend." The grip on my wrist suddenly loosened. Samuel withdrew his hand, and his breathing quickened a bit. By the dim light, I started to count his long eyelashes. I counted to the 17th one, until Samuel started to speak. He seemed to be burned by something and raised his arm to cover his face. "Go to sleep." I turned off the bedside lamp, rolled back to the makeshift bed on the floor beside the bed, and rested my arms behind my head. After thinking for a while, I suggested again, "Do you want to listen to a bedtime story, young master?" "Yes," I murmured quietly, "but you smashed my phone." "I'll compensate you tomorrow." "I like yours. Can I have the same one?" I asked greedily. Song Jinheng agreed. "Sure. You're so kind, young master." I closed my eyes contentedly. Before sleepiness came over me, I said seriously, "Good night, young master." The one in the bed stopped talking. "Samuel's birthday is coming soon. I haven't decided what gift to give him yet. He was born into wealth. People have already presented him with all kinds of rare treasures." After taking a shower at night, while I was blow-drying Samuel's hair, I probed indirectly, "Young master, do you have anything you like?" His closed eyelids fluttered slowly, then lifted slightly as he looked at me. His light-colored eyes were like a deep, secluded pool, filled with emotions so profound and intense that it was impossible to fathom. "Like?" Samuel chewed on these two words between his teeth. Then he said something ambiguous. "I didn't have anything I liked before, but I should have in the future." I asked several times what exactly it was, but Samuel ignored me. I was so angry that I secretly plucked one of his hairs. Finally, I decided to go outside to get some mysterious gifts. I sneaked out secretly without Samuel knowing. Even though I came back quickly, he still found out. The curtains were tightly drawn, and the thick darkness pressed down on my vision. It was as if a storm was brewing. Samuel tapped the armrest of his wheelchair lightly with his fingertips. The rhythmic tapping made one's heart race with anxiety. Samuel's voice was extremely hoarse. "Why didn't you tell me before you went out? What kind of place outside is so interesting? Did you see someone you wanted to see? Or is there someone you're on such good terms with that you have to go out to see them secretly behind my back?" His temper, which was on the verge of a violent outburst, was instantly defused by what I said next. "Happy birthday, Samuel." I turned my palm downward and hooked the string with 2 fingers. The red silk pouch containing the amulet swayed gently in the air. Samuel's face was like a lake in spring after the ice had broken. Ripples appeared in his light-colored eyes. "I wish you peace for the rest of your life." It turns out that giving a gift to Samuel was a completely correct choice. His attitude towards me is getting better and better. Sometimes when I talk too much or make mistakes, he won't get angry and punish me anymore. He also gave me many valuable things, which really surprised me. Well, recently I received a wristwatch from Samuel. I couldn't find it online. Only after asking did I know it was a custom-made one. Samuel lowered his head and personally put it on me, saying in this way, "I can find you no matter where you are." I joked, "You didn't install some kind of positioning chip in it, did you? How did you know?" He raised his eyebrows in confusion. Seeing me stunned, he let out a soft laugh and said, "Just kidding." I felt mixed emotions inside. Unexpectedly, Samuel is also a person who can tell jokes. The home tutor invited by the Song family is a young and humorous male teacher. He made a comprehensive study plan and course arrangement for me and Samuel. In these few months, I've also witnessed Samuel's powerful learning talent. It's like he's on a winning streak. He can learn anything right away. The only thing he's not good at is reading comprehension in Chinese. There are standard regular script characters on the paper, and there is a round 0 marked in red pen beside them. Biting the pen cap, I boldly mocked, "Young master, how did you conclude from this passage that the author hates his father?" Clearly, There are so many foreshadows in the front of this family-oriented essay. And there is also a plot twist later. After reading it, I was deeply touched. Samuel remained silent and just frowned all the time. All right, classmate William. Stop making fun of classmate Samuel. Teacher David coughed lightly and said, Your handwriting is too unique. He asked sincerely with a straight face. Don't you usually have a side job of drawing talismans to exorcise ghosts? Samuel gave a soft laugh. Hey, just like this. I had one more item in my daily homework. Practicing calligraphy. Practice writing 300 characters a day on the squared paper, no matter what to write. To save trouble, I just wrote Samuel's name on it. 3 characters, just write it 100 times. When teacher David checked it, looking at the 2 full sheets of paper with Samuel written on them, his expression gradually became strange. Classmate William, you have a very good relationship with classmate Samuel. You even write his name when practicing calligraphy. Over there. Samuel propped his chin with his hand and turned his face to the side. The tips of his ears under his black short hair turned slightly red. I explained that I was just too lazy to find text materials. Teacher David also asked me why I didn't write my own name. I seriously compared. My name only has 2 characters. I have to write it 150 times, while Samuel's name only needs to be written 100 times. So I chose the one with fewer times. As soon as I finished speaking, there was a snap sound from the side. The ruler used to draw auxiliary lines for geometry problems broke in Samuel's hand immediately. He spread his slender fingers, and the broken ruler fell into the trash can. Teacher David asked him, What's wrong? Classmate Samuel. Samuel slightly twitched the corner of his lips. While answering Teacher David's question, his gaze was firmly fixed on me. It's okay. Let's start the class. Teacher, my intuition told me that Samuel must be angry. He ordered me to practice writing 900 characters with his name every day and would check before I went to bed. This would not stop until the eve of the college entrance examination. What a familiar feeling. He punished me like this before when I didn't remember those precautions. But why this time? Could it be that he was angry because I wrote his name so badly? Feeling indignant, I lay on the desk and practiced writing with great effort. This punishment lasted for a long time. More and more scratch papers piled up on the corner of the desk. As days passed, they gradually formed a stack. Before the college entrance examination, I was still practicing writing with Samuel's name. I almost wrote Samuel's name instead of my own in the exam room. During the time when I was patiently waiting for the exam results, I took Samuel to my hometown. Naturally, the conditions there were not as good as those at his home. Samuel, person who didn't like going out, didn't complain at all and was very cooperative as I took him around. The day before we set off to leave my hometown, I took Samuel to visit my parents. It didn't mean anything special. I gently placed the flowers in front of the tombstone. I just wanted them to know their son now has a very good friend. He doesn't find me troublesome, doesn't mind my noise, and is also very kind to me. It was so cold in winter. When I spoke, white mist kept puffing out of my lips and then dispersed in the cold air. After my parents passed away, relatives on both sides regarded me as a burden and stayed away from me. At that time, only my young uncle took me in. My mother was the eldest sister, and my uncle was the late-born son of my grandparents. So there wasn't much age difference between him and me. He was actually quite nice to me. Sometimes he was more like my elder brother. Later he got married and had a child. His job was also going badly. The pressure of life was enough to break a man's back. Although I had done my best to do odd jobs to relieve my uncle's burden, my aunt was still dissatisfied. Out of consideration for appearances, she wouldn't take her anger out on me. She would only shut the door and vent her anger on her useless husband. However, the house had sound insulation, and I could always hear everything clearly. The money is not enough. Think about the children. What will happen to this family? Can we really afford to send William through high school? After high school, there's still college. Should we continue to support him? At that time, my aunt just asked him to send me to the Song family on a whim. They didn't really think I'd be favored by the Song family. But I still came and strived to be selected. William, I'm sorry for you. Nephew. The man couldn't hold back the tears in his eyes. When he signed the contract, it was like signing a deed of sale for his nephew. I know that my cousin goes to a private kindergarten, and the tuition is very expensive. My uncle was laid off by the company and borrowed money to start a business. But he hasn't recovered his investment yet. My aunt has been working from dawn to dusk with him. The cosmetics she used to love have gathered dust. So, I don't blame anyone. Throughout, Samuel has been quietly listening. After confirming that I had finished speaking, he tugged at the corner of my clothes. I squatted down accordingly. Samuel placed his cold hand on my cheek. He stroked from my side face to my eyebrows, feeling them carefully. I couldn't help but grip the armrests of his wheelchair tightly and said, I'm not crying, and there are no tears on my face. Stop touching. Hearing this, Samuel lowered his head and leaned closer to look at me. Our foreheads were almost touching. Are you telling me all this to make me feel sorry for you? The white mist he exhaled sprayed on my face. Then you've succeeded. William, my heart is beating painfully now. The results of the college entrance examination volunteers are out. Coincidentally, Samuel and I only differed by 2 points. This means we can apply to the same school. We don't have to worry about filling in the application forms. There is a professional team invited by the Song family to make a comprehensive consideration. Finally, the first choice was set as the local University of Finance and Economics. Mr. Miles took us back to the Song family to celebrate. I also tasted wine for the first time. It has a very strange taste. It's spicy and a bit irritating to the throat. Samuel also drank wine for the first time. He doesn't blush when he drinks, but his alcohol tolerance is much worse than mine. He got drunk after 1 glass, with his forehead resting against his arm. He lay prone in front of the table, quiet, revealing his fluffy black nape. Unexpectedly, he looked a bit cute. I was itching to touch it, just as I raised my hand. Mr. Miles across from me spoke up, William, as if waking from a dream. I suddenly retracted my hand. Mr. Miles called me to the study. Fortunately, it was to discuss the matter of being a companion student. He hoped that I could continue to be Samuel's companion student in college and help him out. Mr. Miles offered a considerable salary. You're an adult and have your own card. I'll transfer money to your account regularly every month. I was originally thinking that I wouldn't be able to live with Samuel anymore in the future and was a bit reluctant for a moment. Now that the contract could be extended and the treatment was good, I was naturally willing. The results of the college entrance examination application came out. Samuel and I were in the same university, the same major, and even the same class. Samuel reacted indifferently, as if he had expected it. He even quietly found a house near the school in advance. Samuel looked around the layout of the house and was barely satisfied. Let's temporarily make this our home. The word home itself carries deep emotions. And Samuel even said our home. I felt a bit elated. We went to class together, had meals together, and went home together. Sometimes, it was inevitable that someone would ask for our contact information, whether others want mine or Samuel's. Samuel will always have a cold face and say, you can't add. He exudes an aura that keeps strangers at bay. He shows no mercy at all. One day, I went to the milk tea shop to pick up the pre-ordered milk tea. When I stepped out of the shop, I was stopped by a tall boy. It was the first time that a boy showed his affection for me and wanted to add me on WeChat. I smiled and waved my hand, and politely declined with an excuse. I have a boyfriend. Sorry. I noticed the guy has been staring at here all the time. The tall boy pointed at Samuel, who was sitting in the car waiting for me. Is it him? I didn't deny it. Sorry, young master. I'm going to use you as a shield this time. I opened the car door and got in. I put the milk tea away and rubbed my freezing cold hands. The heater in the car was on full blast. Samuel raised the partition of the back seat. He lowered his eyes. With his fingers interlaced in front of his waist and abdomen, he didn't say a word. He clearly looked like he was waiting for me to explain voluntarily. Helpless, I told him everything exactly as it happened. Samuel was satisfied this time and didn't mind that I used him to fend off suitors. Others can't add you. And you're not allowed to add others either. Your primary job is to be a companion student. Do you understand? He admonished. I buried the lower half of my face in the scarf, afraid that Samuel would see me laughing at him. Yes, young master. The winter vacation of freshman year has started, which means the spring festival is coming soon. My phone was very quiet, except for a few messages from classmates. Since my parents passed away, my relatives have rarely contacted me. In the past 2 years, I spent the spring festival with Samuel in the villa. This year, Mr. Miles called and asked Samuel to stay at his place. Samuel didn't agree. He hung up the phone and asked the driver to drive the car to the villa first. As soon as we entered the door, we happened to meet Auntie Lily coming back from taking out the trash. She kept shaking her head and clicking her tongue. How pitiful. Where's that little dog? I asked and only then found out that there was a discarded puppy in the trash can on the corner. It was wrapped in a black plastic bag. If it weren't for the barking, it would have been almost impossible to find. It rained heavily in the early morning. When we untied the plastic bag, the little yellow-haired puppy inside was already soaking wet. It had moist eyes like black grapes and kept making woof sounds. William, the young master probably won't agree to you bringing the dog back, Auntie Lily advised worriedly. I took off my coat and wrapped the puppy in it. Let's give it a try. Over there. Samuel had just finished his breakfast. When he looked up, his eyes fell on my thin sweater. He turned off the tablet that was playing the English morning news and slowly frowned. Aren't you afraid of the cold? Put on your coat. I shivered belatedly, squatting in front of Samuel. I held up the ball of fur in my hands. Young master, look how pitiful it is. Can we take it in? Samuel pinched my upturned face between 2 fingers. William, only one dog can stay in this house. Pressing hard with his fingertips, he droopily lowered his eyelids. It's already noisy enough with you around. My cheeks were distorted in his hand, but my eyes still smiled. But aren't I the young master's good friend? The implication was, I'm not a dog. So can it stay? Samuel withdrew his hand as if burned and slumped back into the sofa. I held the wet puppy close and taught it to speak. Come on, follow me. Please, young master, let me stay. I really don't want to be a stray dog. The puppy opened its round, moist eyes and cooperatively let out a soft sound. Samuel pinched the bridge of his nose. Then he pushed my forehead away with his fingertips. Go take a bath. You smell like a puppy. It wasn't clear who he was talking about. I named the puppy Dudu and built it a doghouse in the garden. Samuel rarely had the leisure to sit in his wheelchair and watch me tinker. After completing the task, I clapped my hands. I'm also a person with a dog now. I don't want to talk to those without dogs. Samuel was unhappy. He frowned slightly, obviously only taking in the second half of the sentence. What do you mean? Don't want to talk to me? No. I quickly shook my head and denied it. My dog is your dog. I then remembered the black snake he kept. Samuel, where's your pet snake? I hadn't seen it for a long time and almost forgot about it. He said calmly, I never really regarded it as a pet. I sent it away long ago. So, are you admitting that you kept the snake to scare people back then? I wore thin clothes yesterday and stayed outdoors for too long. I had a high fever. My head was dizzy and swollen, as if filled with several caddies of cement. William. Someone was calling me. The voice sounded like it was coming through a cover and I couldn't hear it clearly. A hand was placed on my forehead. The slightly cool touch made me instinctively press against it tightly, searching for the best antidote to relieve the burning heat in my body. When I opened my eyes, I found myself lying in Samuel's bed, pressed closely against his body. I buried my head in his shoulder and neck, and draped my arm over his waist and abdomen. It looked as if I was sleeping in his arms. Your temperature is 39 degrees. Samuel slowly ran his 5 fingers through my hair and pressed slightly. Are you being obedient now? Do you still dare to take off your clothes randomly? What are you mumbling about, young master? With my brain on strike, I unconsciously rubbed my burning cheek against him. Young master, you're so cool. It feels so comfortable. Right? Why do I feel your muscles are so tense? They're a bit hard. Nonsense. Clearly delirious from the fever. Samuel's breathing quickened slightly, and he tried to prop himself up. I mumbled and hugged him back, wrapping my arms around his waist and not wanting to let go. Young master, don't leave. Let me stay close to you for a little longer. Just a little while. I don't know how long I slept. A porcelain spoon touched my lips. Drink the medicine. Samuel's voice was cold and firm. Oh, right? Drink the medicine. When you're sick, you have to drink medicine to get better. I obediently opened my mouth. This noble young master was probably doing the job of taking care of someone for the first time. His movements were unskilled and not gentle. The brown medicine spilled out from the corner of my lips and trickled down. It's spilling out. I instinctively reached out my hand to wipe it. Suddenly, my lips felt soft. A warm and moist sensation gently licked across. Samuel pulled back a bit, and his cold fingertips pressed on my lips, gently stroking them. You haven't finished the medicine yet. His breath became heavier. With a hoarse voice, he coaxed me clumsily. Be good and open your mouth. Finally, the medicine bowl was empty. I closed my eyes and leaned in Samuel's arms. My drowsy brain was thinking sluggishly. I just wondered why my mouth felt swollen and a bit numb. After waking up, the fever had subsided. I hugged the quilt, and it seemed that I was surrounded by Samuel's scent. Young master, thank you for taking care of me yesterday. After saying that, I lifted the corner of the quilt and was about to get out of bed. A warm feeling wrapped around my forearm. It was the temperature of Samuel's palm. Rather than a verbal thank you, I prefer something more substantial. When a look of confusion appeared on my face, he slowly uttered the second half of the sentence. Go out with me? William, I stammered. What? Didn't I make myself clear? Samuel lowered his eyebrows and eyes, and held the back of my neck to bring me closer. His handsome and delicate facial features enlarged in my sight. When our eyes met, it seemed as if he was looking deep into my soul. I want you to be with me. Date me. And be my boyfriend. My heart was pounding like thunder, and my face burned. It was so hot that I suspected I hadn't recovered from the fever at all. Samuel gently dropped another bombshell. Moreover, you kissed me last night. Shouldn't you be responsible for me? I instinctively retorted immediately, it was you who kissed me while feeding me medicine. As soon as I said this, Samuel laughed, so you remember everything. I was actually tricked. Sir, I want to leave and calm down first. I shook off Samuel's hand and jumped out of bed as if fleeing. I didn't even put on my shoes and stepped on the cold floor barefoot. My fingers just touched the doorknob. There was a dull thud of something heavy falling behind me. Samuel fell clumsily beside the foot of the bed. His messy black short hair hung low, and his eyebrows and eyes were hidden in the shadow. The room was filled with a depressing atmosphere, and everything seemed to be frozen. Thud. Samuel clenched his fist and forcefully pounded his immobile leg. The veins on his neck bulged, showing how much strength he was using. Thud. Twice, thrice. When he was about to strike for the fourth time, I finally couldn't hold back and stepped forward. I grabbed his wrist and frowned tightly. Samuel, what on earth are you doing? Are you crazy? This was the first time I got angry with Samuel. He raised his head. The lips that were still rosy not long ago had now turned pale and bluish, like a flower with withered vitality. He said, "Don't you like me?" His empty eyes blinked, and 2 lines of tears slid down. Is it because I'm a man? Because I'm a cripple who can't even catch up with you when you run away? Or is it because I was so mean to you 4 years ago? Samuel's back bent into a vulnerable arc, and his wet and cold face was buried in my shoulder. William, you can't just leave as if nothing happened. Our contract isn't over yet, right? Tell me, why don't you like me? His tears fell one by one, and his voice was hoarse and choked with sobs. I'm sick. I'm afraid I'll hurt you. You can lie to me. Just lie to me for now. Okay? You can lie to me. Samuel spoke a lot of words for the first time. It was also the first time he was so disheveled, humbly begging me to love him. My heart felt as if it was tightly squeezed by an invisible big hand, and my eyes welled up. Turns out, the prototype of love is first and foremost heartache. Samuel, I'm not trying to leave you. Only when I opened my mouth did I realize that my voice was hoarse and bitter. Have you thought it through? My parents passed away early. But what about your father? Can he accept it? It's not just the worldly scrutiny of gender, but also the huge disparity in family status. This is the reason for my avoidance. What answered me was a kiss as light as a feather. I don't care. All I care about is whether you like me too. Samuel's eyes were red and moist at the corners, and the shadow under his eyelashes fluttered at a heart-stopping frequency. I involuntarily held my breath, for fear of disturbing his revival from the dead. Samuel stopped crying. He curved his lips into a smile. He wrinkled the corners of my eyes with his fingertips. William, you love me. I've seen it. I closed my sore and swollen eyes. All right, Samuel, I admit. I like you. A long time ago. I'm a coward. I didn't dare to say it. So my eyes said I love you on behalf of my mouth. We hugged each other tightly, just like a kite can't do without a string. William can't do without Samuel. After confirming our relationship, Samuel asked me to move from the next room and sleep with him, the kind where we sleep in the same bed. I hesitated a bit, afraid that I might move around in my sleep and kick his legs. Samuel gently tugged at the corner of my pajamas. I've observed. You sleep very well behaved. Without delving into his words, I just lay down in the quilt. Neither of us could fall asleep for a long time. I turned over, lay on Samuel's ear and asked him, Samuel, do you want to listen to a bedtime story? No. Under the covers. He precisely grasped my hand, his 5 fingers forcefully intertwined with mine and clasped tightly. Samuel's voice was soft and hoarse. I want a kiss. Seeming to realize that using reduplicated words might seem cute, he added, a gentle kiss. I thought to myself that he was a bit cute. I planted a fleeting kiss on him, but Samuel kissed me back deeply. He was simply addicted to kissing. He didn't even care to listen to bedtime stories and only thought about his goodnight kiss every evening. Lately, there has also been a good morning kiss. Anyway, there are all sorts of reasons. The bedroom is our regular place for secret rendezvous. I straddled the armrest of his wheelchair, with my palm against the backrest. He held my waist with one hand and supported the back of my neck with the other. The lust in his eyes was as dark as ink. He pressed my neck lower and lower, and his encroaching breath became heavier and heavier. Even the air was thick and humid. I pushed Samuel's shoulder and said, Stop for a moment. I haven't finished my thesis yet. The research topic is very difficult. I need to spend quite a lot of time on it. Samuel's Adam's apple rolled slowly. I'll help you with it. He grabbed my wrist and kissed me again. I think I'll never be able to resist Samuel. Fate has made us incomplete, like puzzle pieces that belong only to each other in the world. We collide and fit together. We are now whole. After graduation, I followed Samuel into a company under the Song family's name. Soon after, Samuel came out to his dad. No one knows what kind of secret agreement was reached between the father and son. The cliched scenario I imagined. Mr. Miles gives me a check and forces me to break up with Samuel. Samuel is deeply hurt and goes abroad to heal his broken heart. Didn't happen. Samuel became extremely busy. The flesh on his cheeks that I'd finally managed to put on had all disappeared. After work, he always wants to hug and kiss me to recharge himself for a long time. Like at this moment, in the rest compartment of the office. As usual, I let him put his arm around my waist and bury his face in my neck to take a nap. Why do you smell like perfume? Samuel wrinkled his nose slightly, his eyes sharp and cold. It's a women's perfume. Sickeningly sweet. Only then did I remember that today at the company, I helped a female colleague who almost fell. Apart from thank you and you're welcome, we didn't say a third word to each other. Samuel gave a soft sneer, obviously dissatisfied. The cold and heavy low pressure around him lasted for half a day, as if it were tangible and could freeze a person into ice. He was in such a bad mood that he didn't even eat dinner. I was so worried that I scratched my head. The paper folding techniques my dad once taught me flashed through my mind. When I was a kid, whenever my mom got angry, my dad always used this to cheer her up. I fetched a piece of cardboard and, just like when I used to practice calligraphy on paper manuscripts, I filled it with Samuel's name. My fingers fluttered, folding a lifelike paper rose. Samuel, here's for you. Don't be unhappy anymore. Samuel was stunned for a while before taking it and softly scoffed. What a shabby little thing. Then he immediately stuck it in a vase and placed it on the bedside table. See, there's a secret about Samuel that even he himself doesn't know. His temper is unpredictable, but surprisingly, he's easy to cheer up. That night, I had a not-so-nice dream. I dreamed that I was strolling on a soft cloud. Suddenly, a huge black python broke through the clouds. After catching up with me, it tightly coiled around me. My chest felt heavy, and even breathing became difficult. It opened its gaping jaws, about to swallow me whole. A slight pain in my chest woke me up from the dream. I looked at the person lying on my chest and asked through the pain, "I'm just an attendant for study. Is that right?" "Young master." I used an address that I hadn't used for a long time. The color of the fabric on my chest was especially dark. The wet clothes were sticking to my skin, and the rubbing of the fabric brought a tingling itch. Samuel withdrew his lips and lifted his eyes that were about to turn red. In ancient times, the page boys beside the young master were used for this. Don't you know? His voice was calm and steady, without the slightest sign of embarrassment or shame. I was stunned. I really don't know this. His hot and rapid breathing hit my skin. It doesn't matter. You just need to know that you made me very unhappy during the day. So I'm punishing you. The hand around my waist lifted the corner of my clothes and slipped in. It slowly moved along my waistline, arousing a slight shiver. Samuel's glass-like eyes were covered with a layer of stardust. He gently bit my collarbone. His hands kept moving. Do you prefer the left or the right? I covered my wet and red eyes. I couldn't help but curse in a low voice. Stop asking. Samuel was really amazing. With just a single tear, he could make me agree to let him do whatever he wanted. A single call of husband could completely break down my bottom line. Samuel pretended to tell me to pay attention to safety. However, the strength in his palm was even more terrifying. My chin rested on Samuel's shoulder, and I thought to myself, William, oh William, you are simply the softest-hearted person in the world. I've lost all sense of the passage of time. I decided to take back what I said during the day. Samuel is not easy to coax at all. He will find opportunities to retaliate against people. He is very scary.